Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and welcome back to Flying Solo, where you submit questions and I give you my answers. Now, if you would like to submit a question, you can go to the link up on the screen. Be sure to put your name in there and get all of the information that I need. Follow the directions on the page, and maybe I'll be picking your question and giving it an answer. Now, before we jump in too far, if you haven't signed up for the Froknows Photo email list, just look for this orange box over on the website. Put your name, email address in it, hit send it, and I will send you a free guide to capturing motion in low-light situations. Now, let's get to the first question. Jeff Logan asks, I have heard pro and con arguments for using FX glass on DX cameras. Can you use FX glass on DX, or is FX just for FX? I have heard that some FX glass can be used, but not all. Jeff, thank you for your question, and I think this is one of those things that confuses people quite often. Now, when I first started on a DX camera, my Nikon D2H, I had FX lenses. At that time, Nikon didn't make very many lenses just for the DX camera, and those lenses worked perfectly fine on the DX crop sensor camera. There's absolutely no reason for the most part why you can't take your full frame lenses and put them onto your crop sensor cameras. You can do that with the Canons, you can do that with the Nikons, and there's no issue in doing that. I actually think you're going to get sharper images out of it because you're using more of the sweet spot of the lens right in the middle, and that's covering more of the image area, more of the image area than a DX lens, which covers still the whole image area, but it's not using just the center portion of the lens. Now, I have absolutely no issues with anybody using full frame on a crop sensor body. Where you may run into an issue is if you get something like a 24-70 and that's not wide enough for you. That's why I recommend when you shoot DX is that you look for more of the wider angle DX glass and then get something like a 70-200, which you get more bang for your buck when you put that on your DX body. But that is a full frame lens. I'm a big proponent. Yes, I almost said proponent. I'm a big proponent of full frame glass, especially even on the DX bodies. Just know that if you're going to graduate to a full frame camera, that's when you do not take the DX lenses with you to a full frame body. On the Nikon side, you can use those DX lenses on a full frame body. It's just going to go ahead and crop it into DX mode, which means you're cutting back on resolution and megapixels, so that's not what I recommend at all. Don't forget, if you guys want to share your opinion, you can do that down below in the comment section, because I'd like this to be a give and take. I give my answers, you can give your answers and give your opinions. Leave them down below. Hey Fro, I'm Cameron and I'm currently a college student, but I've taken photography very seriously. I've been shooting with the Nikon D7000 for a while now. I plan to upgrade to a 5D Mark IV, D850, or Sony A9, but as of right now, I need glass for my DX body. I'm currently shooting with two very old Tamron lenses, the 17-50 and the 70-200. What great lenses would you suggest for a DX body? So here's another gear-related question, which I don't mind at all, but remember, if you're going to submit a gear-related question, let me know your budget, so how much you can spend. What you like to shoot is definitely important, and what you do shoot, as well as what gear that you have, so that I can better answer it. In this case, this person has what they call two older DX lenses, a 17-50 Tamron, which sounds like the 17-50 2.8, which is a lens that I would recommend either from Sigma or Tamron, as well as, let me double check, a 70-200, which sounds like a 2.8. There's nothing wrong with those lenses. I wouldn't be replacing them unless they are just broken lenses. I think a 17-50 and a 70-200 is the perfect choice when starting out on a DX camera. I think those are the best first two lenses that you can have. 17-50, and as a 2.8, it gives you, because of the 17, a much wider angle to shoot with than if you put a 24-70 on a crop sensor camera. The 70-200 is a great catch-all for portraits, for sports, for action, for landscapes, for anything. I love that. I love that range of a 70-200. Now you're talking about spending anywhere from $3,300 to $4,300 plus dollars plus tax on a new body. And yes, the D7000 is slightly older. If that is what's holding you back, then maybe it's time to upgrade slightly to something like a D7500 and keep saving your money to get better glass if that's what you want. But without telling me what you like to shoot or anything else from there, it's hard to tell you what to do. But let's just hypothetically say you've got $4,000 to spend. I'm not spending it right now on just that body because then you don't have glass to put on that body. I would upgrade that DX body. I would look into either a used 70. Did they ever make a 7300 or no?
For Nikon, yeah.
Oh, they did. Okay, yeah. Nikon made the 7300. Correction, Nikon only made a 7200, then jumped to the 7500. It's not priced terribly too bad, and it would still leave you roughly $3,000 to purchase glass. You could pick up the new Tamron 70-200 G2 2.8. Sigma's probably coming out with the new 70-200 2.8 sometime soon, and you can also continue to use your 17-50 because I'm not really sure that neither Sigma or Tamron has even updated that lens. You could also sell your own 70-200 or trade it in and get some money back because 2.8s are always worth money. So I would upgrade the body, which I don't say often, but from a 7,000 to a 7,500, it's going to help you out quite a bit. You already have those two pieces of glass, and with the extra money that you're saving, you could then look into some other prime type lenses. You could get something ultra wide if you like to shoot something wider. You could get a wider DX lens, or you could look at something like a 50-1.4, an 85-1.4. You could keep your options open and pick a lens like that to add to your arsenal rather than spending $4,000 on just a body. What do you guys think? What would you buy with $4,000 if you could spend $4,000 on camera gear? Hey Fro, I see lots of very talented, usually millennial photographers on Instagram using a particular photo editing style where they use lots of shadows, black, split tone with heavy blues and dark greens. It seems to be a popular style of editing with younger photographers. I liked it at first, but after seeing it more and more, I'm kinda over it. Your thoughts? Is it a generational thing that derived from IG filters? Maybe you have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, keep up the great work. Thanks for what you do. J.R. Letter. All right, JR, this is one of those things that I've noticed as well. You called them millennials, I call them hipsters. There is a specific style that you see on Instagram that has spread well beyond Instagram where people are doing a very muted looking image. Lots of split toning, they don't over sharpen it, they don't oversaturate it, they keep it very muted. I'm personally not a fan of this muted look. Now, some people could say that they're not a fan of my boomification in my photos. That's fair, of course, and there's also no right way or wrong way because you can't say that traditionally photos have always taken on this look because that's always evolving and changing. It's to taste. Now, what I will say is that I think this is because a lot of people that have gotten into photography later on have been introduced to editing via filters or presets where they come into Instagram and they hit a button and it looks the way it looks and they don't tweak it from there and they call it a day. So they've been very familiarized with that style of editing, which is not really editing, it's hitting buttons until you see something that piques your interest. Now I'm a big fan, if you want to go ahead and have your own style of editing, that you can start with your own presets and tweak each image from there, because just going ahead and hitting a button, a preset, or a filter, your image shouldn't stop right there. Just imagine Ansel Adams in the darkroom hitting a filter. Now, there's no way to say whether or not he would have liked this type of stuff today. There's no way to know that. Now, I'm not going to fully rip on it because personally, like I said, I don't like it, and I think it's overdone, and I don't think it makes images look that good. But again, it's all to taste. If that's what this generation likes, then so be it. That's what they like. I do think it's a passing fad. I don't think it's going to stick around forever. I do think that the more traditional style of editing, give or take a little bit here or there, is what is going to continue to live on, because I don't know that the classic photographers, except for Andy Warhol, Andy would have gone ahead and played with filters all day long because that's what he did. But all right, he was a hipster. That's kind of what he did. And he had a place called The Factory, and he had interesting hair too. But no, personally, I'm not a fan of it. What do you guys think? Do you like this muted look? Do you like the lack of contrast? Do you like the lack of saturation? Do you like the split toning? Is it something that you like? Do you think it's here to stay? Let me know down below, because I hope it's not here to stay, because I don't like it. But again, it's not just what I like, it's subjective. And anybody that tells you that anything is definitive in the creative space is wrong. Except you should always shoot in RAW, which is not always the case for some people. But that's flying solo, guys. Those are the 3 questions. You can submit your questions to the link up on the screen. Be sure to put your name in there. Be sure to put in as much information as I need without going over the top, especially when you're telling me what gear you have. Don't make it too long because I don't want to read it. I want to get right to the point. And the last thing that I'll say is if you love these free pieces of content and all of the videos, not all because you don't like all of them, but I've been putting out content for over 7 years, 2,600 plus free videos. Please help support this channel and what we continue to do by putting out free content. One way that you can support it is going to froknosphoto.com/guides and taking a look at the 4 educational guides that I have over there on the site, and you can decide if you like them. You can go ahead and purchase it and just know you're going to learn quite a bit from that information. You're also going to help me and the site and the guys behind me continue to make free content to hopefully deliver value to you guys. So that's my ask. Please support us. And just know that watching the ads in front of the video, that supports us as well. If that's what you can do, then that's great. And a share definitely helps us out. So if you're watching this on Facebook, give it a Sherry McSherrison, because more people that watch this, that helps us, and it helps a lot. That's really what I'll say. To check out the last Flying Solo, go ahead and click on the screen right now. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I'll see you on the next one. Jared Polin, froknosphoto.com. See ya.